guys, it's Izzy, and that was a really high pitched hi guys. And yeah, today I thought that I'd do a little video all about any piercing regrets that I might have. So just to run through all the piercings I did have over the years, I've got my collarbone pierced here. I did have another one here, I'll talk about that one later. I've got my first, seconds and thirds in both ears. I've got my tragus, my forward helix, my belly button. Oh, I've got my nose, yeah. I've got such a small stud in it at the minute, like I always forget I've got it done. So yeah, just before people get too excited when I say I've got piercing regrets, like I know my mum, this video is gonna pop up in her sub box and she's gonna be like, ha, Izzy, I told you, if you've got so many piercings, you're gonna regret them one day. And I only regret like the way I went about some piercings, if that makes sense. So basically, I love piercings. I'm probably gonna get more. And yeah, I just feel like at the end of the day, if you change your mind about a piercing, like it's not that permanent, you can just take it out. Yeah, you might be left with a little hole, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, with that said, I do regret like the way I went about some piercings. And yeah, if you're like me and you watch every single piercing video on YouTube, I just thought I'd share my 2 cents and yeah, just stop someone else making the same mistakes as what I did when you get these piercings. So yeah, the first thing that I wish I'd changed when it came to piercings, let's zoom in a bit so you can see them a bit better. So my seconds, they're actually lopsided, which I did notice as they were healing. So I don't know if you can see, this one goes down a little bit compared to this one. I noticed that they were lopsided when I was like brushing my teeth in the mirror after getting them done like that evening, and I was like, these are lopsided. I should probably take, I wish I took this one out because it's like, this one's the one that's off. Like these ones, they will go up in a line, and then this one's just sunk a bit, especially compared to my third. And even when I was getting my thirds done, the piercer, like I saw it in her face what she was thinking. Like she was doing the dots for like my thirds, and then she was just looking at me and she was like she was looking from ear to ear, and I was just like, yeah, no, they're lopsided. She was like, yeah, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to say anything to you because I didn't know if you'd be self-conscious about it. I was like, no, I'm really not. Just make sure you do the thirds fine. She was like, yeah, the only thing is now when I do my thirds, they're gonna look uneven compared to like your other piercings, but it's only because the second ones are uneven. I was like, honestly, don't worry about it. Like I'm really not a perfectionist. Like it is a little bit annoying though, so I only wish that I took this piercing out as it was healing, because now obviously they are healed and I can never get it redone now. Like it's not going to close up and I can't start again. So if you're like a little bit iffy about a piercing, I just say take it out, start again, get it redone in the right place, because once it's healed and you can't really do anything about it. But that's what you get for getting your seconds pierced in, drum roll please, House of Fraser, and not a piercing shop. So I kind of brought it on myself, but c'est la vie. And yeah, it's not the end of the world. Like I'm really not a perfectionist. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm just like, oh, it's got done now. Okay, my next regret, and this is one of my biggest regrets when it comes to piercings, is I wish I took, oh yeah, I had my cartilage pierced as well. I wish I took that one out sooner than I did. Let's see if we can zoom in. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of scarring from the cartilage piercing. Yeah, I wish that wasn't there, all this scarring. The worst bit about it is when I feel on the back of my ear, it's not smooth anymore, like there's a little lump. So basically I got my cartilage pierced and it was all fine for a couple of weeks, and then out of nowhere it just like it just swelled up so much, and it was to the point where it had like a little ball on the back of the piercing, and that would keep popping off because it was so swollen. Like it would physically unscrew the jewellery on my ear because of swelling, and I was like, ooh. But I'm really like stubborn. I was like, no, I'm gonna make sure this piercing stays in. And I read somewhere it can take like up to a year to heal properly, so I left it a year, and then it just was getting worse if anything, and it started to like bleed and everything. One night I was literally just lying there in bed and my ear was just bleeding and it was swollen and everything. I was like, forget it, Izzy, like you gotta retire this piercing. So I took it out and everything, and yeah, I've been left with a little lump, which if I took it out sooner, and this is my regret, I just wish I took it out sooner, it would not have been left with a scar. And not just that, like hindsight is a beautiful thing. Basically I had the same exact thing happen on my nose ring, and this is how I found out that I'm allergic to some jewellery. So basically there was a little lump that happened on my nose, and it was the same as like on my ear. Then I went to a New Year's Eve party, don't know what happened, must have ate something funny, and yeah, ended up throwing up my insides at this party, and along with it I projectile vomited my nose ring out with such force. So the next day I went and bought some new jewellery and I put it in, and then literally overnight the lump went away, and turns out that I'm allergic to some jewellery. I think it's like one of the expensive jewelleries as well that I just happen to be allergic to. So from now on I've discovered that surgical steel is the one for me. Like I never have any problems when I buy surgical steel jewellery. So yeah, basically I have 2 regrets with that piercing. A, that I didn't take it out sooner, or B, that I didn't know to switch it to another jewellery, because I think I was just allergic to the bar in the first place, hence why it was never healing. And yeah, that's my little life hack. If you get a little lump or something and the jewellery still isn't healing but the piercing isn't like too infected or anything, like it's at a level that you can actually change the jewellery at, definitely try and change the jewellery before you retire it. But if that's no hope and your body's just rejecting the piercing, take it out before it starts to scar permanently, and you can always try again later. On this sort of same level as that, another piercing I wish I just gave up before I did is my collarbone piercing. So I don't know if you can see the scarring on this. So it's not that bad at the minute, but I just wish, this is my piercing regret, I wish that I got it removed professionally, because I just let it grow out. I was so stubborn with this piercing because they cost a lot of money. They were my most expensive piercing. They cost me £70. So like, believe me, I was trying to make the most of this piercing. I was so stubborn. But guys, with the dermal piercing, when you can start to see the bar underneath through your skin, that piercing's going, just say goodbye. So basically the entire piercing, and it's like a bar underneath as well, so you got the T, it's like a T shape. I'll try and insert a picture. Instead of getting it like removed professionally where they make a tiny little incision and then remove the piercing, the whole thing like grew out, so there's a big surface area of the scar which just wouldn't be there if I got it removed professionally. So guys, honestly, instead of like getting it ripped out or anything like that, if you want to get rid of a dermal piercing without scarring, get it removed professionally. So continuing with my dermal piercing regrets, I don't actually regret having a dermal piercing, but I wish I thought about it a bit more before getting it. Like, I wish I thought about the placement a bit more, because basically I made the decision of getting a dermal piercing and then within 2 weeks I had it done, and I just wish I thought about the placement a bit better, especially on my collarbones. This one has healed absolutely fine because of the placement. I never get this one caught. I only got it caught once on a seatbelt, which absolutely killed. But yeah, since then, like, it's not effort to sleep on or anything like that. It's like healed perfectly. Like, I can do that. That's gonna cringe some people out me doing that, but yeah, like this one like has healed perfectly because I never catch it anywhere. This one, however, I think the reason it didn't heal even, and rejected and everything like that is because I always carry like bags and stuff on this side over my shoulder. This is like the shoulder that I do that all with, and it was always in line with the bag, and even though it didn't like get caught on the bag or anything like that, it would always rub, and like as I'm walking it would always rub the piercing. And I just wish I like knew that in the first place and took that into consideration. Like, maybe I would have got my dermals pierced somewhere else, because yeah, I'm just left with one and I feel like it's a bit lopsided now. Like, I feel it's a bit like, when I lost this piercing I was absolutely gutted because then this piercing didn't match, and I was like, oh, I look so lopsided. And I was really debating to either get this one like removed as well, just because it was going to start to really annoy me. But I won't lie, it's kind of grown on me now that I've just got like this one little one here. It's sort of a bit different, like it's not too in your face. I mean, people do spot it like a lot. Like, people will just be like, oh my gosh, do you have a piercing there? And I'm like, yes. I'm one of them people that thinks piercings are a personality trait, so I don't mind like just having like one random piercing. And my last piercing regret isn't actually one to do with the piercings themselves, it's to do with the clothing that you wear once you get the piercing and like after you get the piercing. And this makes sense once I explain it, I swear. So basically, for example, I went to get my belly button pierced in a crop top. Don't do that, because then you leave the piercing shop with like, and it's not very nice. So basically I got my belly button pierced in Belgium in this absolutely lovely piercing shop, and it was absolutely amazing. The guy was really nice as well, and got my belly button pierced, and then he was like, you need to like cover it up because it's a surface piercing. So he went and put like this giant plaster on me. So then I left the piercing shop in a crop top with just like a giant white plaster on my stomach, and it was really embarrassing actually, like just walking through Brussels. And I was just like, because like part of me just wanted to rip the plaster off, but A, I didn't want it getting infected, and B, it was just really sort of like touch my stomach afterwards, so I didn't even want to like rip the plaster off because I was like, oh. So yeah, I was walking around Brussels for the rest of the day with just like a crop top and a white sticker on my front essentially. And yeah, basically I just wouldn't recommend getting your belly button pierced in a crop top, because even if the piercer doesn't give you like a plaster or something to stick over afterwards, it's gonna look really sore as well, and then you don't really want to walk around with a bright red belly. Like everyone's gonna know you just got your belly button pierced, and it's gonna look sore. So probably don't wear a crop top when you get your belly button pierced. That's my regret. Also, going back to the collarbone piercings, they've caused a lot of regrets, considering I don't actually regret the piercing itself, but yeah, I decided to get them done on a day where I was going on a night out. No, I was going on a night out the day after getting the piercings, if that makes sense. And I didn't take into consideration that dermal piercings, they bruise like crazy when you get them done, like crazy. Because obviously like your ears don't bruise, and then my nose didn't bruise when I got it done. Not even my belly button bruised when I got it done. So I just didn't take into consideration that's the thing that happened. But when I say I look like I got battered, like honestly the circumference, oh yeah, I did my maths GCSE, of the bruise was honestly about this big on both of them. And then the dress that I was planning to wear was like a strapless dress and everything, and then had to sort of change my outfit idea because I was going out looking like I'd just been battered, and it drew a lot of attention to the piercings themselves and everyone, and I literally just didn't want to go out into town with like so much attention on the piercings and everyone thinking, what has she put herself through with them? Like, so yeah, when you're getting a dermal piercing, my top tip is to consider A, the clothing that you're gonna wear with them for a while as they're healing, and B, just don't do it at a time where you've got a lot of plans, because yeah, just don't go on a night out after you get a dermal piercing, because A, it looks horrendous, and B, it really hurts to move. So I was like literally just dancing all night long just like this, because like I couldn't even lift my arms. Like it actually really hurt to get them done. But oh well, you live and you learn. That's probably another reason I wouldn't get this one re-pierced, just because of like the aftercare of it. Like it bruises like crazy, and you can't lift your arm for like 3 days after. But YOLO! Don't you love it when someone whips that phrase out? Yeah, I do like piercings, and I feel like with each new piercing you get, it's a new experience and a new life lesson, and yeah, I just feel like I don't think I'm ever going to regret any of the piercings I've actually got, and you know, if I do, I'll just take them out. No biggie. So yeah, I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you like piercings and you're planning on getting some more, I hope that this has been helpful. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll make new videos every Wednesday, or at least I try and make new videos every Wednesday at 5, and social media links are in the description below if you want to check them out. And yes, let me know in the comments what piercings you have, if you like piercings. If you don't like piercings, don't worry, I'm a big girl, I can take it if you don't like any of the piercings that I have, for example. Yeah, let me know if you have any piercing regrets as well, and yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye!